Everything is going on based on my dream. I live as I wanted to be living. However, I got bored out of this and I felt like it's actually not the life which I wanted to live, but I don't want to live that life, and I became extremely suicidal. Whenever we are very close to death, we start wanting to live. That's a paradox of life. Whenever you are not whole, you are bumping into assholes. He has a bigger hole than you, so you're kind of attracting each other, you know? I started having that crazy drive and hunger for life, guys, just because I put myself very close to death. If I don't change it immediately, right now, at this moment, I will freaking die. That type of question you wanna ask yourself. So today we will be talking about powerful questions which you can ask yourself to invite healthy changes into your life in a very mature, beautiful way, so that you could jumpstart from the Handman to the Death card again in a safe, beautiful way. Not in a way that you are surprised why it happened to me, or you are kind of like doomed to do things what you are not wanting to do, or you are in total, complete, ultimate depression, anxiety, and you go and you become too suicidal, whatever. That's not what we want to do here. We want to do it in a healthy way and transform our psyche, chilling out like that guy, preparing our psyche for a powerful transformation in a healthy, beautiful way. So let's have a look at this set of questions in here, which I prepared for you. Question number 1. Where is my true drive? Passion. How can I get back to passion in my life? So let me give you a story. So before I met my husband, I was working in a big corporation, a manager of a 10 people department, and I was living on my own terms, and it seems like I really enjoyed my life. After a certain moment, I was feeling like everything is happening for me. They kept raising my salary, kept promoting me. Soon I was going to be higher and higher, and probably like what I was expecting, and I could see further on, they could hire me even on a higher position and moving me to another country. What else could I expect? You know, like a free, independent woman living on her own terms in the middle of a big city, right? The city girl. It's kind of the dream has happened. Everything is going on based on my dream. I live as I wanted to be living. However, I got bored out of this and I felt like it's actually not the life which I wanted to live. I felt like for some reason everything came true, but I don't want to live that life, and I became extremely suicidal. And that level brought me to deep dryness inside. I started having lots of issues physically. I started having continuous thoughts about how can I kill myself. So these symptoms were not really good symptoms. I went into really destructive relationships with other men. Somehow just whenever you are not whole, you are bumping into assholes. You know, you are whole, you are feeling a HOLE inside, and you are bumping into another asshole. He has a bigger hole than you, so you're kind of attracting each other, you know? So now I understand it pretty clearly, honestly, but at that time I couldn't. And I remember how I went and got attracted to Tony Robbins' event. He was saying, hey, live with passion. And I was just like, why I get drawn to that? Live with passion. I cannot say that it really worked for me, everything what he told, but you know, that thing what he said, live with passion. It's just, I am dry inside. I'm dry inside. I don't have the passion. And you know, that brought me to understanding that probably you, Yulia, need to go and find what is your true drive. He gave me that perspective, actually, that you need that new drive in your life. So I went crazy at that time and I did something completely what I never done before. I just packed my bags and went to the middle of Amazonas in Manaus with a guide and a friend of mine whom I knew only for 10 days before or something like this. It was a new acquaintance in my life, and I decided like I will do something extremely crazy into my life and see what happens. But just because I was super suicidal, I already didn't think that I will come back after those jungles. It was a seriously dangerous trip at that time. But, I don't recommend you doing that. I just want to say that you want to do something new in your life, what you never have done before, so that inner drive would pop up in your life. So in the middle of jungles, they actually were walking very fast, the guide and my friend at that time, and I was lost there. They went too far and they kind of forgot me there. And I remember staying in the middle of all those trees around me, weird sounds, and I just thought, I wanna live. I just wanna live. God, help me to live. I am lost here in the middle of these jungles. And then they got back to me after some while. They realized that I am lost, finally, somehow. And yeah, if they would not get back, probably I would not be speaking right now with you. But God wanted, the universe wanted that I would probably speak in front of you now. And that's why everything happened. Everything happened, right? I know only one thing, that whenever we are very close to death, we start wanting to live. That's a paradox of life. That's a true paradox which is being reflected into this card. And that's why this card is so damn close to another card, which is the card Death, right? I just want to find that. Yeah. So after that card, you kind of invite death in your life. And I was inviting that death. I went to die already to that damn Amazonas, And I just was thinking, that's it. Whatever happens, happens there. I would never do it already right now. It's a really crazy thing. When I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking that was another Yulia. But Yulia at that time was this one. And I was chilling out. I was just like, okay, whatever happens, happen. I don't care. That was the moment in my life when I didn't experience even one single fear. And yeah, that was a revelation point. I even have some tears here remembering about that, so many emotions. Because I remember that moment staying in the middle of that forest and I already got prepared to die before they came back to me, the guide and my friend. But again, I was lost and I saw that I am lost. I don't know where to go. And I had that drive for life. And I still have it. It's still in me. After that, I just the suicidal notes came to me here and there because of my psyche, because I had lots of disruptive things happening into my childhood and it took time for me to heal it completely. But I started having that crazy drive and hunger for life, guys, just because I put myself very close to death and I was just like, wow, that's an interesting thing. And then I looked at the cards when I got back home. Oh, that's what you are talking about here. Through that experiencing of that death, you start loving life, right? That transformational point. So drive, right? Where is my true drive? Where is my true drive? How can I get back to passion? And then you do your card reading session. Now, what am I controlling today where I have to loosen my grip? So you want to understand that this card is all about loosening the grip of your control, and that's how you invite transformation in your life in a healthy way, not suffering way. Because if you keep control, you establish more borders. It is like you invite that new transformation in your life, and then it hurts because your borders are thick, right? So you want to prepare yourself. That's a preparatory card to loosen your control, so that when the transformation light will come, it will not hurt that much. Okay? What is in my life feeling static and rotting? Static and rotting. And if I don't change it at this moment immediately, I will just die. What a question, right? So if I don't change it immediately, right now, at this moment, I will freaking die. That type of question you want to ask yourself. What is in my life feeling static and rotting? And if I don't change it immediately right now, I will freaking die. So if you pose that question like this and you are slightly blank, do your cards reading, or you can actually probably, if it is that hurting, you can figure it out even without your cards. But this is a powerful question to ask yourself here and there, especially if you feel that sensational, all is well, but so that type of feeling I had when I had it all, but kinda I was frustrated, deeply frustrated about everything in this life. And that type of question you want to ask yourself. And if you cannot figure it out, guys, use your deck. use your deck. So work with symbols. You ask that question, you pull out the card, you look at the symbol, put it in your tarot journal, and then during like the next day or a few days after, you will keep looking at it, and eventually the answer will come as the association to that symbol and an answer to your question. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm leaving you here, and if you have any questions, please leave me your comments below. Thank you so much, and wishing you a beautiful day.